Hi everybody and welcome back to Covid Conjuring for another summer season. I am thrilled to be asked back by Meath County Council Library Services to be part of their summer programme for 2021. Well, truth be told, I'm delighted to be asked anywhere these days. Over the next few videos you're going to have some great fun and learn a lot of magic and some fun, cool things you're going to be able to do as a little party piece. So let's get on with it. Hey everybody, we're going to play a little guessing game with this folded up bit of paper. I've invented this little guessing game and I'm going to make some different shapes and sizes from the paper and you've got to guess what they are. So we'll start off with an easy one. What's that one? A fan, yeah. If I wore it like this, it would be a bow tie or a dicky bow. Or if you're a girl and you wear it in your hair, it might be a bow. Or up in the air in the summertime, fluttering around, it would be a butterfly. You come into your house through one of these. Yeah, the front door. Sometimes people say a window, but you'd look pretty dodgy coming in through the window. In the summer, if we get one in the sunshine, I've given it away now, but you get burnt if you spend too much time in this. Yeah, the sun. And when you step out of the bath, you step onto a bath mat or a towel. Now there is another side on this piece of paper, and every time that I say there's another side, I would like you to say, oh no, not another side, all through your screens. What do you say? Oh no, not another side. And on this side we get a bang, 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 bang. Cowboys use them. Yeah, gun. Or in the garden for taking up leaves, it might be a rake. Or if you were in the shower, it could be a back scratcher. You sit on one of these, a chair, and a big chair would be called a couch or a sofa. And if I put this around my waist and held it like this, it might look a bit like a skirt, which I only wear for this game and the odd Saturday night, but don't tell anyone. This is what women get on engagement rings when they get engaged. Yeah, big diamond. Or if it had a basket on the bottom and it went high up in the air, it would be a hot air balloon. This one keeps the rain off. Or you get these low down in the garden in the summer. Yeah, flowers or mushrooms or toadstools. And there's another side. Oh no, not another side. And on this side we have somewhere where you have your dinner. No, not the goalposts, a table. You talk to mum and dad on this. Yeah, the phone. This one's a musical instrument, an accordion. If you're dirty, you sit in one of these and you wash yourself. Or when the circus comes to town, it's in a big tent or a big top. And your dad might keep his car in one of those. Yes, a garage or garage if you live in certain parts of South County Dublin. And there's another side. Oh no, not another side. And on this side, we get what mum and dad have all the way through lockdown. Yes, plenty of wine. You get these at the fairgrounds, they go round and round and round. A merry-go-round or a carousel. Or in the garden in the summer you might go on a swing. And there's another side. Oh no, not another side. This one is something that I would like for my birthday. Yeah, a motorbike. Or we all like eating sweets or candy if you watch a lot of American television. When I go to the gym, I lift weights or dumbbells. At Christmas, you pull these open. Yes, a cracker. And if you're a girl and you go to a wedding, or on a nice sunny day, you might wear a sun hat. Or if you had a big head, like that. If this was a white bird going down the river, what bird might it kind of look like? A swan, yeah, the ugly duckling turns into it. And there's another side. Oh no, not another side. This one is a yellow flower that you get at Easter time, a daffodil. Or it holds what you get on birthday cakes, you blow them out. Yes, an old-fashioned candle holder. And there's another side. Oh no, not another side. And on this side we have something that you find in shopping centres. Like stairs, but they move themselves. Yes, an escalator. This one, a musical instrument. A flute or tin whistle if you hold it like this. This one you use to look at the stars. A telescope. And we have this one at the very beginning, so we'll come full circle, or in this case half circle, a fan. So let's discover how to make ourselves one of these fun games. This is an old Japanese art form closely related to origami, and I'm going to show you how to make one. These seem terribly complicated, and they are, I suppose, but I'm going to show you how to make one up. Now, the ones that I use are professional ones, made professionally, of good quality paper, but also massive, huge paper. So they're a bit difficult to get a hold of the actual size of the paper, and also, you know, they're not something you're going to be able to just make up in anybody's house to do as a little party piece. So this can be done with A4 paper, or what's better is A3 paper, which is twice A4 for anybody who is unsure. So we're going to show you how to make one of these up. And we'll switch between, I've got a top view camera as well, so you're going to be able to follow along really, really closely. With A3 paper, you're gonna have to make a couple of lines on it to get the folds correct, all right? And to start off with, we're gonna grab a ruler, and you are going to make a mark about, well, not about exactly, and the more exact you can make these lines, the better really in the long run. So you're gonna make a mark 1 3/4 inches, which is right there, all right, off that side, and then you're gonna come over here and make 1 3/4 inches and make a mark right there. So the 4 would be, that 5 is 1 3/4 of an inch right there. Then you're going to come down the paper a little bit and line it up and do the same thing, 1 3/4 inches, and make a little mark with your pen. Hopefully you'll be able to pick up the pen marks in a moment on the overhead. And again, same here, 1 3/4 like so, all right? And then what you're going to do is join these up. And that will basically give you, now I have a good long straight ruler here, my ball on this. And again, when you're doing this, you can take your time, make it a bit neater. I have quite a long ruler, it's over 16 inches. So it gives me the whole length of the A3 sheet of paper. And you're going to do the same over on this end. Line up the 2 marks you've made and make a line down the length of the page. All right, now what that allows you to do is get your first folds in order, all right? Now because you've made the pen mark, it actually kind of indents the paper a little bit. So it's going to make it easier to fold. The paper is going to want to fold on that line, okay? But you can always help it along. You can see from the overhead, as I crease that down here, let me do it this way so you might be able to see better. As I crease that down, where the pen line is, the paper actually wants to fold there, okay? But you, of course, make sure you're bang on and as neat as can be. I'm just going to do it the opposite way because it is easier for me. So that's your first fold, all right? But you do the same, obviously, over on this side here. Again, it'll want to fold along that black line. And you make your next fold like so, crease down, all right? Now what you're going to do is turn over the paper and fold them back on themselves so that they even up. All right, so to explain that fully, you fold it back down and it evens up like so. All right, now you could, of course, again, do another line, 1 3/4 inches the same way, but I find it easier just to do this. All right, and when that folds up there, you have your main kind of shape, all right? So when I'm unfolding the bits of paper in the actual routine, they will be accordion folded in a moment, but they're your shapes, like so, all right? Okay, now next thing to do is flatten it all back down again. And what you want to try and do is accordion fold it. So just to give you all an idea, an accordion fold is like this, all right? And again, from the top, for those who aren't so sure. Now, when you're making this up, again, these ones are professionally made. They're scored. They're done by guys who've make them a lot. So they're really professionally done. All the measurements are bang on. When you're doing something like this as a kind of a party piece in someone's house or to make up at home, you're not going to get it bang on. But don't worry, you don't need to have it bang on. It'll still work for you, all right? So what you're going to do is guesstimate about a centimetre. So again, for anybody who's unsure, a centimetre, about the width of your little finger, okay? And you're going to fold over about a centimetre's worth, like so, all right? And this is the tedious part, is you come back again and you fold it over on top of itself, twist it over on top of itself, twist it over on top of itself, and basically you do this ad nauseum all the way down until you're left with no bit of paper, all right? So we'll do this as quick as possible. And again, try and make them as neat as you can. You can see I've started off quite thin and it's got thicker as I've gone along. And that will tend to happen. But again, you know, don't fret. The more you make of these, the better you get at them. And the more your proportions will be a little bit better. It's still going to work for you. As I said, you can make this out of A4 paper, which is normal photocopier size paper, but it does get, it's quite small and fiddly. So most art supply shops have A3 size paper these days, and it's definitely the one to use if you can find it, all right? So we're nearly at the end. Now this should give you, depending on the size of your folds, I've got a bit out of line here a little bit, but just again to give you an idea, this should give you about 32 little segments, which means you can make the circles and stuff. I'll explain that in the next part of the video. So we got as far as here, and that's what you've got, all right? And then when you plop these up, you're gonna make all your other shapes from it, all right? Now, this is the important part. When you're folding this up, it's gonna take a little bit of work just to crease in the folds. It's actually probably easier if I show you on my original one, my large one here. So as these folds come up, you will see that, hopefully you can see this on the overhead, it makes little valley folds here, all right, the way they join. And that basically is just by working the paper, you'll make these little valley folds all the way along, like so, all right? And this happens at each stage. Okay, so again, you can see them clicking into place here. And sometimes you just need to help them along by giving a little twirl on them like so, all right? And then the last side will be over here. And again, the same thing will happen. You just need to give them a little nudge along and they will fold into each other like so. All right. And the same on the other side as well, all right? So let me just grab my small one here again, and I'll just show you how to do that. So again, you want to make your folds as neat as possible, which will help you out with this, all right? And then when you're making these folds, you're gonna make kind of a straight angle on it, like so, and you'll see that one wants to kick in, so you just kind of crease it in like so, all right? Same thing again, come along, pull it in, and you'll see this one here wants to crease in, so you just allow it to crease in and it'll find its natural place. And again, you might need to just, as you're starting, so the way just kind of pull it and stick your thumb in a little bit, and that'll just help it find its fold. All right, and always, there you go. Okay, so just let it find its fold like so. And hopefully you can see that on the big camera. And again, find its fold, and the last one, let it find its fold like so, all right? So, and again, the neater, or the more uniform, the more similar you've made the lengths of these bits of paper on your accordion folds, the easier this will be to manage as well, all right? Now you can see I've made that one in quite a rush, and you know, it's a bit, well, it's a bit all over the shop really, but it's still, you know, you can make your shapes, your rake, and all that kind of stuff, all right? Again, over on this side, I'm going to show you how to make the shapes in just a moment. So again, you're coming in, you're kind of puckering it in, like so. I'm just helping it along, helping it along, helping it along, all the way along, like so. I'll just jam that in at the end, but you get the general idea, all right? So now that you know how to make one, and of course, sorry, I should also say, you would do this on this edge as well, the same way. Something we haven't talked about yet is the weight of paper. Paper is measured in weight. So like 200 grams, 220 grams is quite thick, kind of papery card almost. Not quite card, but kind of thicker paper. And I find this is actually quite thin paper. Thicker paper tends to fold better and hold the folds better. And also, as you use it more, it wears less, so you get more out of it, all right? So in the next section, I'm gonna actually teach you the various different shapes on how to make the swing and the glass and all that jazz. So let's skip onto that right now. I'm my own biggest fan, you know. So yeah, so let's talk about the different shapes we're gonna make with the paper folding. So it starts off in its basic form. Now, in the performance you saw earlier on, I don't know, I made maybe 20, 25 shapes. It's only really limited by your imagination. There are so many different shapes out there that you can make. And by playing around with it, you'll have a bit of fun and make up your own. There's like frying pans and doorways and stuff that I didn't even do. But I'll show you the basic kind of the ones that I do. And this is out of my actual show. I mean, I do this in my real show, so I know it plays really well. And it's a great little fun novelty item to do. So I start off with the fan all the time. And then I usually say there's a dicky bow. And with the dicky bow, you just squeeze down the center. Now, my two center bits, you'll notice, compared to the one that I made earlier on, are quite tight together. If there's a bit of a gap, as you squeeze down, this will actually flare up a little bit and make more of a dicky bow shape. You can say it's a bird flying in the sky. And then I use the joke of kind of running gag thing that there's another side on this piece of paper. And every time I say there's another side, I'd like you to say, oh no, not another side. And really the only reason for that is to cover the dead space when I'm folding out the sides a little bit, you know. So basically you just take one end and you take all three bits and fold it out and find your folds. All right, and so you've made an L shape. So this particular shape can be a gun, can be a rake, can be the back scratcher. I didn't do this in the performance, but you can move it around like this and have it as a little small pot or something like that. Can be an archway. You know, there's just so many different things you can have it be. They're the ones I do on that side. Then my next stage is to go over and open up the opposite side. All right, which gives me a U shape or an L shape. And I usually start off by saying it's somewhere you have your dinner at. It also gives you the telephone. It gives you the accordion as well. And it gives you the bath. So if you pull the two ends together like so and pull it out, it's a bath. Or turn it over, it's a circus tent. Then let them go and you have a kind of a garage or garage as I use the joke. And on that joke then I usually say, and there's another side. And I pull out this end. And once that's out, this gives me the wine glass where I say mum and dad have had loads of this over lockdown. Or, you know, if you're with your friends' parents, you can say, oh, Auntie Mary or whoever, loads of this over lockdown. It's a bit of a joke. You've got the carousel like this as well. And then literally all you do is fold it inwards and you've got a vase or a vase. And if you hold this end and turn it upside down, it's a rocking chair or a swinging chair. And then I usually say there's another side. And we open up the last side. And this is where I do the motorbike, which is just like this, or the Christmas cracker or the sweet wrapper. And then if you turn it this way, you have the dumbbell for the gym. And then if you close it over like this and pull these two sides together, you have a hat, or if you have a really big head, a bit like that. And if you just pull one side together and hold it by the nose, it looks a bit like a swan, or you could say a flamingo. Now the next one is probably the weirdest fold on it. It's where you take this end right here and you fold it down, but you leave this bit up. And what that does is when you roll this up, it gives you a daffodil shape, or an old-fashioned candle holder, or a rosette. Sometimes I say if I'm doing shows where there's people are show jumping or they're horsey kind of people, and they're the only ones I do for that particular setup. And then I say, and there's another side. And the last one, it's folded down, and they all get folded down back to their beginning shape, but I leave it out like this and say these are stairs that you get in shopping centres, but you don't have to walk on them because they move themselves, which is escalators. I do the musical instrument. You look through these where you can spy on your neighbours, which is just making a tunnel out of that. And then the last bit is the very beginning. It brings us back full circle, or half circle in this stage, in this case to the fan. And that's it. As I say, there are so many other different shapes you can make. There's doorways and windows and all that kind of stuff. Really your imagination is all that's stopping you from making this into your little party piece going forward. I've been doing magic shows and puppet shows for children and family events for about the last 25 years as a professional career. I've never worked as anything else in my life. And I love magic, and I'm a magician first and foremost. But I have to say, this is the one thing that anytime I perform, people go, oh yeah, the magic was good, but that thing with the paper was amazing. So have fun with it and enjoy it, and mind yourselves and stay safe. Bye. Well, I hope you enjoyed the time we spent together and you've learnt a few cool things that you can show as your next party piece. I'd like to express my thanks again to Meath County Council's Library Services Division for the Summer Programme 2021 and having me been part of it again. It's been an absolute blast. Mind yourselves, take care, and see you along the road.